Alright, we're currently on lesson 12, the blues. As you know if you've been keeping up, but I happen to be, every couple of days or so I go through the DVD and I review all the lessons just to review them. Go through all the EAD, all the chords, blah blah blah, strumming pattern, just review it. And I thought this time today I'd sit and watch lesson 13, the next one, just out of curiosity. Even though my wife and I went and watched the whole DVD through, because my wife likes John, and she likes to watch him play. But I went and watched it through anyways, the next lesson, and I noticed that it's playing scales, and it requires the first finger and the fourth finger down here. Why don't you come in closer here so I can start talking? It requires the first finger and the fifth and the fourth finger down here on the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th fret, like this, and then the fourth finger up here. You know, he's wanting you to this, and then this, and then go up like this, da da da, up like this, going up with the finger. And I had noticed during the finger flexing exercise that I was having problems with this fourth finger, and if you look at it, if you get a good look at it, you can see I had an accident. You can scope in down here and let him get a look at it. And I'm doing this because I'm hoping that Sarge, I had those frozen burritos, and I was using a knife trying to split them, and I hit in here and I cut some kind of tendon or something, and I sewed it up myself. And I didn't go to the emergency room, I just sewed it up myself. But when you look at it, the finger itself has become deformed and atrophied. This is like 20 years old. This finger has become atrophied. So what happens is it doesn't move at all, and it doesn't bend, it doesn't go either way, it just sits here frozen in time. So what's been happening, when you look down here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th fret, and I get this down here, and remember you're supposed to get the finger as close as you can down here, because if it's up here, it sounds kind of dead and whatnot. So John McCarthy wants your finger down here, and then he wants you to move over for the scale to the 8th one. But the problem is I can't get this finger over there because of the actual physical problem with it. And I noticed this in the finger flexing exercise, and I just kind of blew it off. If you look through there, I didn't do a video on the finger flexing exercise because I just blew it off, and I figured, well, as long as I flex these three and whatnot, I'm still doing the exercise. And I should have caught this a while ago, but I didn't. So I told, there's a guy at YouTube, he's been playing rhythm guitar for 14 years and lead guitar for 4 years, so I asked him, I was going to make this video, I wanted him to look at it, and the same with Sarge, and maybe even John McCarthy, if he's not busy, maybe he can spend 3 or 4, 5, 10 minutes reading this. There's a 1 in a million chance he might stop by, and I might be lucky, he might have a suggestion. But the problem is this is like my feet, which caused me to stop drumming. This is not going to fix itself. There is no real flexing or anything. The finger is atrophied and it's dead. There's nothing I can do about it. So my problem is, my question is this inability, this can't be done. I cannot play the scales. I can't get the finger over there. There's nothing I can do about it. I cannot get the finger over to 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I can't get the finger over to the 8th fret to do it. There's just no way. I can move it, but it won't stay. And because of it, I can't put the pressure on that finger, even with my fingers arched. It's basically not going to reach that far, and that's the problem I ran into before. So my question is now, with this, are future scales that we're going to go through in these lessons, or other scales that I'm going to learn, require that same 3 frets, the 5th to the 8th, the 6th to the 9th, the 3rd to the 6th, whatever, 4, 5, 6, whatever? Is it going to be, are they all going to be that far apart that's going to require the 1st and the 4th finger? And if so, then I need to come to the realization that this is something that I'm physically unable to do. There's nothing I can do about it. We can dream and hope and, oh, practice, 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 but that's not going to make severed tendons and 20 years of atrophy come back to life. I'm sorry, but that's the way medicine works. And I'm not trying to be a smart ass. I'm not trying to be anything like that. What I'm trying to find out is if this is the case where there's going to be a lot of, where the scales and stuff are going to require these first and fourth fingers, Is this going to keep me from lead guitar? Is this something where is common to lead guitar, playing these scales and whatnot? And if it is, then should I be concentrating on more of a rhythm guitar type of style now? Because I'm not in this to become Eddie Van Halen. I'm not in this to become Steve Vai. I'm not in this to become Yngwie Malmsteen. That's not my job here. I'm in this because I'm enjoying myself, because I'm trying to get back to the music that I've lost because of other body parts of mine that are failing. So if that's the case, if this is going to keep me from that, if this is something I'm not going to be able to do, especially with scales in the future, then I'd like to know now. I'd like Sarge to just get up and say, yeah, guy, that's pretty important. In the future, that's going to be very important. Or the guy at YouTube or whoever, or John, if he happens to come by, whatever, and get me some kind of diagnosis or resolution. That way I can concentrate on maybe focusing on rhythm guitar, concentrate on doing something as a replacement, or is there a way around it, or something like this. And I know I'm jumping ahead, but I wanted to get this problem out front first while I'm working on lesson 12. That way when I'm through with lesson 12, then when it comes time for lesson 13, I'll have some direction to go in. But we need to realize that the first and fourth is a huge issue, and the fourth is never going to make it that far. There's nothing I can physically do about it. If you look down here, it's not gonna make it. I can get this over here, and it's not gonna make it. There's nothing I can do. The only other thing I was thinking of is, can I pull a Dick Dale, where I can teach myself to hold it down here with this finger on the 5th fret, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Can I pull a Dick Dale stunt and maybe put it down here and somehow do this kind of number to where I can teach myself to just switch over and do it this way? Because if you watched him, he does it. No, Mama.
No, you just need guitar for retards now.
Yeah, okay. Well, either way. But is that kind of thing an option? If you've watched Dick Dale, when he does it. He'll do this number, and then he'll switch over to. And I realize it's because he's left-handed. He's switching back and forth, and he's upside down, and the strings up. He didn't turn. Anyways, long story. But that's what I need to know. Where am I at with this problem, with the finger unable to make it over here? I don't want to focus on doing something that I physically cannot do. Is there a replacement? Is there a way around it? Should I concentrate on some other way of doing it? Should I just try my best and then just pass it by and focus on other things? But whatever, I need some kind of diagnosis or something. And don't be afraid to tell me, well, guy, it looks like, yeah, you're right, your finger's froze up, it's just not going to work. I'm sorry, you're out of luck. Don't be afraid to tell me that, because I need to move on. And if moving on, I need to move on. That's what I need to do. I don't want to be stuck. I don't want to be bogged down. I don't want to have these realistic hopes that aren't going to go anywhere, because there's a lot of things you can do with the guitar. You don't have to be Yngwie Malmsteen. There's a lot of things you can do. So anyways, that's it. I don't want it over 10 minutes, because then it won't be on YouTube. So thanks for watching, and hopefully I can get some feedback, and let me know where I stand, what I can do. Should I move on? Just let me know. Spit some kind of opinions out there, so I can find some sort of direction to keep going in the future here. Thanks a lot for watching.